Hi and welcome to this new lesson of the Ruby Basics course of Race Karate. And it's a new lesson, but also is the last lesson of the course. So if you reach this point and you are following along the course from the first lesson, congratulations! You almost have all the knowledge you need to master the Ruby language. In this lesson, we are going to work with TDD. Remember, in the last lesson or in the previous lesson, we learned what is TDD and why all the developer teams should use it, should implement it. We also learned that TDD helps to create applications more error-free. In this lesson, we are going to work in a very simple example of a Ruby program while applying TDD using mini test spec. Well, let me introduce you a little bit. We have created a small, a folder structure. Here is within the testing folder, I created a movies folder. Within the movies folder, we have lib and spec folders. In the spec folder, we are going to save all the tests we are going to create in this lesson, and in the lib folder we are going to have our program. So we also have the movie underscore spec file that is going to be the file where we are going to create our tests, and we have the movie.rb within the lib folder that is going to be the program. Let me tell you what we are going to do. We're going to create a small program in Ruby for create and rate movies. So the idea is display the average rating of a movie and so on. The first thing we're going to do is go to movie_spec.rb. This file is going to be used for our test, and we need, as we learned in previous lesson, if we want to use mini test spec, we need to require the libraries. So let's require them. So let's require mini test run require mini test spec. Okay. Another thing we need to do, we also need to require the movie file, this file, but we are within the spec, and so how we tell Ruby that we need to move up a folder, we need to move to this folder and then go to this one and then to this file. We need to move the load path. I'm going to you have to trust me in this part, because this is something I haven't explained yet. Let me Okay, so what we are doing here is we are moving our load path. Load path is used for load the libraries. So after do this, then we can say require leave movie. Then we can say this. So we move the load path to this folder, and then we can access to the movie file that is within the lib folder this way. So I left as an exercise to you to go in depth about the load path in Ruby, what's it. So that will be an exercise for you to research a little bit about this. Okay, so after require the libraries and the program we are going to test, then we can now start creating our first test suite. So we're going to create the test suite using the describe block for the movie class. Okay, now we have our describe block here. Next thing we're going to do is to, well, first let's run this. So Ruby movie testing movies spec movie dot. Okay, this is the file. So let's see what happens when we try to run it. Okay, when we run it, we get uninitialized constant movie name error. That's why we haven't created any movie class yet. So let's create it. We are here in the movie.orb file. So we're going to create our movie class. That's it. Now if we run the program again, okay, we don't get any errors. We haven't written any tests yet, so let's continue. The next thing we're going to create here is something called a subject. It's going to be a test subject that we're going to use for our test. So let's say subject movie.new. So this will be an instance of our class. And then let's test that the subject must be an instance of the movie class. So must instance movie. Okay. Oh, great. Subject dot must be instance of movie. That's it. So we can now test this. Great, and it passes. Great, we can continue. So let's, as you know, we have it in TDD discipline. We have to write our test and then make the test pass with the minimum code possible. Here, just enough code for make the test pass. Then we can refactor the code. Okay, but go step by step. So we have our we want our movies to have a title, right? So let's write a test for that. Must have a title. Okay. Subject. Okay. Subject must respond to the title method if we want to access. So what should fail? What should fail? So as you can see, it says failure. Movie. Okay, our object must have a title, but we didn't respond to that because we haven't written any title method yet. So let's create just enough code for make this test pass. Okay, so I'm going just to create a title method. So this code is not doing right now what we need, but that's how TDD works. Okay, so now our test should pass, and it's passing. Great. Now let's say that we want our movie objects to be initialized with the title. Okay, so let's say it must initialize with the title. So once we create it, we want it to be okay. Movie is going to be, in this case we're not going to use the subject. I'm going to create it from scratch. Movie.new. Let's create fast and furious 7 movie. Okay, movie.title. Okay, if we want to access the title of the movie, it's must be equal. Okay, must equal fast furious 7. Okay, watch a fail. Okay, right, so our test failed. So what we need to do for make this test pass, so let's go here and make enough code for make the test pass and refactor. So let's refactor this code. Instead of have a def title here, I'm going to add an attribute reader for our title property. Then I'm going to create an initialize method that receives the title and have a this property title is going to be equals. Okay, now let's see what happened when we try to run it. Okay, 1 passes and 2 errors. So let's see. Oh, the previous tests that we wrote are failing because our subject is not initializing with a title. So let's write here Dragon Ball, something like this. Yes, okay. The movie last one. Okay, so now everything shall pass now. Great, it passes. Let's continue. Now, as we said at the beginning of this lesson, we want to create a program for rate movies. So each movie should have a list of rates. Okay, so let's say that it should have ratings. So subject must respond to ratings. Okay, what should fail? It failed correctly. It says that we won, fail. So let's go ahead and make just enough code for make this test pass. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create here a ratings property. It's going to be equal to an empty string, and we are also to add ratings here for in the attribute reader property. Okay, let's see if we now are passing the test, and we do. We're passing. However, this is not doing right now what we want, but it's just enough for make the test pass. So let's create another test for make our class more robust. So let's write another test. It says it must have an empty array of ratings. So now we're going to verify that subject ratings that must be instance of array, and also that subject that ratings must be empty. Okay, that's what we need. Great. So let's make enough code for make this pass, and also let's refactor a little bit the code. So instead of have these, let's add it. Okay, this will be enough for make the test pass. Okay, let's see. Okay, 7 assertions, 0 failures. Okay, great. The next thing we're going to test, we need a method for add rates to the ratings array of the movie. So in this case, for standard, we need to create another, or well, we don't need to, but it's a standard to create a new test suite or describe block for each method that we are going to test. So I'm going to create a new describe block within the block of the movie class. I mean the main describe. Within this describe block, I'm going to create another describe block. Describe is going to be called rate. So this is the standard we use. We use a numeral sign and the name of the method we are going to test. Okay, so here we have our describe block for the rate method, and within this, let me create something. I'm going to create a before block. I'm going to create an instance variable for a movie. So movie that new, say Fast and Furious 7. This is the movie. So we can now access this movie in all next tests we're going to write within this block. First, let's say response to the rate method. Add response to the rate method. So okay, which add the movie variable respond to the rate method. So let's say that we first want to test that the rate method exists. So let's test this and watch it fail. Okay, there is not an respond to the method expected to respond to rate. Okay, didn't respond because we haven't created a method yet. Def rate, enough code just for pass the test. This is enough code for pass. Okay, 0 failures. Now, just as with the deposit method of the bank account, remember that after we deposit, we return the value of the deposit. So in this case, we want to return the value of the rate we send in. So let's say it returns the value of the rate we send. So let's say if we say movie.rate, we send number 5, it must equal 5. So if we send this, we should get back 5. That was what we sent. Watch it fail. Okay, run number of arguments. Okay, so this is going to be easy because just let's write enough code for pass this test. Enough code will be just say a value here and return the value. That will be enough for pass the test, and we passed. However, it is not doing what we need. So the next test will give us more details about the method. So let's say that it should add that value to an array, to the ratings array. So it adds the value to the ratings. Okay, so movie dot rate 5. So we sent a rate of 5. So movie ratings that must include 5. So now after rate, we are checking that the ratings array must include the number 5 we just sent in. Okay. Okay, so watch it fail. Okay, it failed. So this will be easy because we just need to push the value to the ratings array. Ratings that push and return the value, because if we don't return the value, we're going to fail this test. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Watch it pass. Great, we passed it. Now we can send rates to the movie. We are going to have an array of ratings. So the next step will be to create another describe block for the rating method. That will be the average rating of the movie. So let's say describe numeral sign rating. This will return the rating of the movie. So let's go ahead. So first thing, let's create a before block. Before do and let's create a list of rates. Let's say we have different lists of rates here. 1, 4, 3 and 5, and also another movie here for work with. Movie.new, say Harry Potter. It's going to be the movie. And the first thing we're going to check is that it responds to the rating method. Okay, so movie must respond to rating. Watch it fail. Okay, it failed. So let's add enough code for make the test pass. rating. Okay, this will be enough. Okay, we passed it. The next thing is that we should now say that method should return value of the movie rating. So that will be the average of all the values of our ratings array. So how are we going to do this? This will be like, let me show you. So the description of the test case is going to be returns the value of the movie rating. Okay, do and so list of, so we're going to iterate over the list of rates. So each do, okay, we are iterating over this, and we're going to say movie.rate. So we're going to call the rate method and send the rate. Each rate we have in this array. So we're going to have a movie with some rates. Now let's say we want the movie that rating must equal to what? To the average of all. Okay, let me show you. To the average of all its rates that are within the ratings array. So we're going to use an inject 0.0 in order to return a float number. So within the block of the inject method, we're going to add the sum and the iterator. Okay, this is going just to be an average. So we're going to just sum all the values within the array. Iterator. Okay, and that's going to be divided by the size of the movie ratings array. This is just an average. So the method must return this. Okay, so that we are testing that. So what should fail? Actual nil. So the rating the rating function or method is returning nil because we haven't written any code yet within the method. So let's write the code for make this test pass. So let's say ratings that inject, we're going to return the average of all the ratings. The average of the ratings. Okay, so within the block, this is going to be very similar to the testing case. Sum iterator. Okay, sum must equal, plus equal iterator, and that will be divided by the size of the array. Ratings. Okay, ratings that size. Sorry for that. Okay, and we are returning that. That's it. So let's see what happens when we run the test again. Everything passed. So we have here a class that we wrote using a TDD approach, and this is how usually TDD works. In later courses we're going to work with TDD because all the projects and all the examples we're going to do with Ruby on Rails are going to be written using TDD. So you will see how easy it is create TDDs or tests for our Ruby on Rails projects, and all the benefits it has. It's going to be great for you. Also, let me give you congratulations, because if you finish this video, it means you have all the knowledge or all the necessary knowledge for master the Ruby language. I recommend you, or my advice is to take a look to the previous lesson, go back and take a look, make all the quizzes again, and practice before keep going with the next course. The next course the next course is going to be the CoffeeScript foundations. Ruby on Rails is also based with CoffeeScript, so a lot of things we are going to do in the examples with Ruby on Rails will need CoffeeScript. So that's why we're going to create a short course about CoffeeScript, how to use it, and it's very related to JavaScript. But don't worry if you do not know JavaScript. We're going to explain you in the way. So we are going to create courses that we give you all the bases you need for start with Ruby on Rails and become a pro Ruby on Rails developer. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button, and of course follow me on Twitter and Bastian Belandia for the Race Karate, and of course follow us on Facebook. Keep an eye on racekarate.com, where you will find the transcript of all the videos and all the course we already finished. And of course, subscribe to our channel. You have to allow subscribing. See you next course, and congratulations again. Bye bye.